It is now time for the weekly digest. We're going to find out what our ministers have been up to this week. Following the deadly bombing of the mobile gas station in the evening of October 26, the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Persaud, visited the family of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne, who tragically lost her life. The government of Guyana pledged comprehensive support to the family, which includes covering all funeral and wake expenses, providing financial aid, counseling, and psychosocial support to the family members affected by the tragedy. Residents across the west bank of the Marara received critical services related to old age pension, public assistance, and permanent disability. Dr. Persaud and the Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nandlall, represented Guyana at a 2-day event in Barbados. The aim of the meeting was to advance state responses to address domestic violence in the Caribbean. On behalf of Guyana, the Attorney General signed onto the regional agreement involving 7 Caribbean countries, committing to joint measures to combat domestic violence, many of which Guyana has already successfully implemented. The government has been investing in projects in Indigenous communities aimed at fostering economic growth and sustainability. The residents of Swan Village, located along the Suzdijk-Linden Highway, are no exception. On Sunday, the village launched its first market square, an important milestone in its development journey. Local residents praised the new space for creating opportunities for income generation and self-reliance.
We want to support the continued local economic initiatives by communities. Of course, utilizing the LCDS funds, but also from central government, making investments in these communities so that you will be able to lift your profile, but not just simply and merely lift your profile as a community, but be able to earn through community ventures and to be able to do so in a way that makes your community sustainable.
The Board of Industrial Training, BIT, held a graduation ceremony for persons who graduated from its information technology, data operations, and office administration programs.
And so today is a significant day because it represents the fruits of the labor of a government that cares for you, and a government which has demonstrated its care, which is why all across Guyana, investments are being made in our young people, in men and women, to enrich their lives and their future, and to see that they can become powerful beings within their communities and make contributions to Guyana.
The government is one step closer to achieving its goal of food security. On Tuesday, the Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustapha, commissioned Guyana's first biotechnology plant tissue culture lab.
So today marks another proud milestone in Guyana agricultural transformation. A day that symbolizes partnership, progress, and people-centered development. This new facility represents far more than the building that we are seeing in front of us, bricks, glass, and equipment. It embodies our commitment to science-driven agriculture, our dedication to food security, and our determination to ensure that Guyana remains a regional leader in sustainable agricultural development.
Outboard engines, a canter, minibus, a tractor, and several chainsaws were distributed to the villages of Sugar Hill, Mabaruma Settlement, Hobo Hill, Arukamouth, Wanakai, Morawana, Lower Kaituma, and Hobadiah by the Minister of Amerindian Affairs.
While we see we're getting these assets, we must not take all of it for granted. Because there was a time when we had nothing. And all of us know, right? We had to paddle from Barima Coriabo to come down, Red Hill to come down, paddling, St. Anselm's, Hobadiah, Hotakwai, paddle to come to Kamaka, whether it's to go to market to bring our children to school, and that was how we know. We never knew about tractors, buses, and all of this. Now we're having in every single village a tractor, an asset, motor for school children, motor for health, motor for economic project, fishing boats, canters, and all of this we're getting now. So we must not take it all for granted and remember a time when we had none, and know that our government, your government, is working every day to ensure that more and more our people are able to benefit.
The Ministry of Housing continues to advance its housing drive in Region 10 while also tackling irregular settlements and squatting.
With squatting, we have another challenge. You have persons who may have been allocated and they're also squatting, so they will not be recognized twice, or as what we would say double dipping.
Several areas along the west coast of Demerara in Region 3 recently experienced overtopping of sea dams due to a bout of high tide. Affected communities included Anamstil, Hague, Cornelia Ida, and Anna Katharina. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edjo last Wednesday conducted a site inspection to assess the extent of the damage and determine the interventions needed.
I want to emphasize we did not have a breach. There was no sea defense breach. We had overtopping. It means that what we have here was incapable of keeping the water out. We did have some flooding, and that was addressed. We had to come out here with emergency mechanisms.
That wraps up another week on Guyana's path to transformation, where every initiative, event, and success echoes the promise of a brighter future for all. Join us again next time for new stories and developments from around the country.